this third section of video, we are going to learn about events in sexual reproduction. Events in sexual reproduction. Events in sexual reproduction is divided into 3 steps. Pre-fertilization events, fertilization events, and post-fertilization events. Events in sexual reproduction totally divided into 3 steps for the easiness of study, that is pre-fertilization, fertilization, and the post-fertilization events. As the name indicates, pre-fertilization means the events which are before the fertilization. Pre means before the fertilization. And the second step is fertilization, and the last step is post-fertilization. The meaning of the word post is after fertilization. So before fertilization, what are the requirements, and afterwards fertilization will be takes place, and after fertilization what are the events taking place included in the post-fertilization events. So total 3 events are there: pre-fertilization, fertilization, and post-fertilization. Now we will be discuss about pre-fertilization events. Already I told that the meaning of the word pre-fertilization is before the fertilization, what are the requirements for the fertilization, that all the things become ready to do that. In that, it is divided into 2, gametogenesis and gamete transfer. Pre-fertilization events are divided into 2, gametogenesis and gamete transfer. Gametogenesis means formation of gametes. Formation of 2 gametes. 2 gametes are necessary for sexual reproduction, male gamete and a female gamete. So formation of that male and female gamete is included in gametogenesis. And after the formation of male and female gametes, it should be transfer, that is gamete transfer. Gamete transfer. So first we will be learn about the gametogenesis. As you already aware, gametogenesis means formation of gametes only. 2 types of gametes are there: male gamete and a female gamete. In the diagram also, gametes are shown there. This is female gamete only shown here. Female gamete, spherical in shape. So weighty, obese, but the male gametes are very slimy and very active. It is. Obesity is there for the female gametes. Both the 2 gametes are shown here. This is female gamete. It is also following as ovum or egg. The female gamete is also following as ovum or egg. And male gamete, very active. It is movable. It is motile. Motion is possible by this tail-like structure. One head-like structure also there, and this tail-like structure, it is movable also. So, in types of gametes, if both the type of gametes are of same, male gamete and female gamete, do not have any difference, or both of them are same, then it is called isogametes. Isogametes. Here, example of isogametes is given: cladophora. Both the gametes, male and female gamete, both of them are look alike only. There is no difference at all. So it is called isogametes. The meaning of iso itself is the same only. Iso means same only. But here in human being, especially in human being, both the male gamete and female gamete are different each other in their size and shape. The size of the female gamete, and this is the size of the shape and size of the male gamete. Both of them are different each other. So it is called a heterogamete. Heterogamete. If male and female gamete are of the same size, then it is called isogametes. Example, cladophora. Cladophora is the example. And in human being, both the male and female gametes are different. Morphologically also different, and genetically also different. So it is called a heterogametes. So they are hence are called homogamete or isogamete. While we are coming to the homogametes. Homogametes is the other name of isogametes, homogametes or isogametes. However, in a majority of sexually reproducing organisms, heterogametes only. So heterogametes, male gamete. Heterogametes means male and female gametes are different morphologically and genetically. In that male gamete is called antherozoid. In that male gamete is called antherozoid. Antherozoid or sperm, and the female gamete is called egg or ovum. Female gamete is called egg or ovum. Now we are going to the next topic, that is sexuality in organism. While we are coming to the sexuality of the organism, both the male gamete and female gamete, both of them fuse together to form zygote. From the zygote, new organism will come in existence only. Now we are coming to the case of the plants. Both male and female reproductive structures in the same plant present, and it is called a bisexual. It is called a bisexual. Plants may have both male and female reproductive structures in the same plant is called a bisexual. Or on different plants, then it is called male is different and female is different, then it is called unisexual. Uni means one only. Only one sex is one organism, one sex. Male, either male or female. Like that condition is called a unisexual. And if both of them are there, then it is called male and female. Both of them are in one plant, same plant. Then it is called a bisexual. Bi means two only. So in several fungi and plants, terms homothallic or monoecious are used to denote the bisexual condition. In some smaller plants like fungi and plants, is instead of homothallic, monoecious words are also using, and for heterothallic, dioecious is using. For homothallic, monoecious words is using, and for heterothallic, dioecious is used. So plants are unisexual or bisexual. When it is called a bisexual, if both the sexes are present in the same plant, then it is called a bisexual. Bisexual plant. And on different plants, male plant is different and female plant is different, then it is called a unisexual. But in fungi and smaller plants, this homothallic condition may be called as monoecious also. Homothallic condition may be called as monoecious. And to denote the bisexual condition, heterothallic or dioecious also can be used. And in flowering plants, the unisexual male flower is called staminate. Staminate, because they are bearing the stamen. Stamen is the reproductive unit of male organs, male plant. Reproductive unit of male plant stamen. So as it is bearing the stamen, the unisexual male flower is called a staminate flower. Staminate flower means male flower, bearing stamen, because it is called a staminate. While the female, the reproductive structure of female is pistillate. So female flower is called a pistillate flower, in the meaning that it is bearing the pistillate. So two type of flower is like that also. When we are saying staminate flower, it means that it is bearing stamen. Stamen is the reproductive structure of male plant only. So staminate means male plant. And while the female flower is called pistillate, in the sense that bearing the pistil. Pistil is the reproductive structure of female plant. Both the male and female flowers may be present on the same individual, then it is called a monoecious, or on separate individual, then it is called a dioecious. That already we discussed there. Examples of monoecious plants are cucurbits and coconuts, and of dioecious plants are papaya and datura. Examples of monoecious plants are cucurbits and coconuts, cucurbits and coconuts, and of dioecious plant, papaya and datura. But we are coming to the animals. The individuals of all species, either male or female. Male and female are separate, then it is called unisexual. Male organism, so it is unisexual only. Female is separate, so it is also unisexual. Some species which possess both the male and female reproductive organ, both the male and female reproductive organ, then it is called a bisexual. Then it is called a bisexual. So animals which is different for male and female reproductive structure, then it is called a unisexual. Male is separate and female is separate, like a human being. But in some species of organism which possess both the reproductive organ, that is bisexual. One example of bisexual organism is earthworm. In earthworm, both male and female portions are seen together in the same body of the organism. Earthworms, sponge, tapeworm, leech, typical examples of bisexual animals that possess both male and female reproductive organs. They are earthworm, sponge, tapeworm, and leech. These bisexual animals are also calling us animals. Bisexual animals. Bisexual is a suitable word for plants only. When it is coming to the animal with the bisexuality, it is also calling us hermaphrodite. It's also calling us hermaphrodite. Example, cockroach is an example of a unisexual species. So, a male cockroach and a female cockroach, different. So, bisexual, another word using for bisexual animal is hermaphrodite. So, hermaphrodite animals are earthworms, sponge, tapeworm, leech, etc. And but the cockroach is a unisexual species, means a male cockroach and female cockroach is separated. Next topic is cell division during gamete formation. Gametes in all heterogametic species are of two types. Already told that if it is heterogametic, means male and female gametes are different. Gametes are haploid only. Every type gametes are haploid. Male gamete is haploid, like that female gamete is also haploid. When these two haploid gametes combine together, a diploid zygote will be formed. Diploid. Zygote is always diploid only, but gamete are haploid. So male gamete is haploid and female gamete is haploid. Both of them combine together to form zygote, which is diploid only. So while we are coming to the cell division, after cell division only zygote is converted into organism. First cell will be divided into two. Gametes combined together to form the zygote, and zygote divides into two. So already I told you that the gametes are haploid in nature. Gametes should be haploid. Then only when two gametes combine together to form zygote, it will be diploid. So suppose that the organism is a diploid organism, then meiotic cell division will take place. As a result, the gamete will be haploid. When diploid organism is parent is diploid, then in that parent meiotic cell division will be takes place. Meiotic cell division will be takes place. As a result, meiosis will be takes place. As a result, the forming gamete will be haploid in nature. Suppose that the parent is haploid, then mitotic division will be takes place. Parent is diploid, then meiotic cell division takes place, and parent is haploid, then mitotic cell division takes place. Whatever may be, gametes are always haploid in nature. Male gametes combines with the female gamete to form the zygote. Several organisms belonging to the Monera, fungi, algae, and bryophytes. Lower organisms like Monera means bacteria, fungi, algae, and bryophytes. They have haploid plant body. Plant body is very simple only. So haploid plant body. Which organisms? Organisms like Monera, fungi, algae, and bryophytes. Monera, algae, fungi, and bryophytes. haploid only. But an organism belonging to pteridophytes, somewhat more developed organisms like pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms, and most of the animals, including human beings. Pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms, and most of the animals, including human being, parent body is diploid. So in lower organism, majority of the lower organisms like Monera, fungi, algae, and bryophytes have a haploid plant body. But organism belonging to pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms, most and including human being having diploid organism. So it is obvious that meiosis, the reduction division has to occur if a diploid body has to produce a haploid gamete. Meiosis is very necessary in diploid organism. In diploid organisms, specialized cells called meiocytes. Specialized organisms called meiocytes, that is gamete mother cell. From this cell only gametes are forming. Gamete mother cell. Meiocytes, gamete mother cell. Which organism? Diploid organism. In diploid organism, specialized cells called meiocytes, gametes mother cell undergo meiosis. At the end of meiosis, only one set of chromosomes undergo reduction division. Only one set of chromosome only is present. One set of chromosome only is present. Here a table is also shown. Number of chromosome number in gamete also given, and chromosome number in meiocyte also given. Meiocyte is the mother cell, gamete mother cell. How many chromosomes are there in the gamete mother cell? Half of that will be present in the gamete. How many chromosomes are present in the gamete mother cell? Half of that will be present in the gamete. One table is given that you have to by heart the number. So gamete is formed. The first one is male. Now male gamete is also formed by meiotic or mitotic division according to the parent organism. Now gamete should be transferred. Second stage of pre-fertilization event is gamete transfer. This gamete transfer, already I told that male gamete is very active and motile. Female gamete is immotile only. It is heavy, sluggish, spherical in shape because of the abundance of fat and all. It cannot be moved. So actually, male gamete only moving and reaching to the female gamete and fertilization takes place. For that, different methods are adopted by different organisms. Pollination is also there. Pollen grains are produced in the anther boxes only. From there, by the help of different agents such as wind, animals like that organisms, it is passing from male organism to the female organism. So in majority of the cases, generally we can say that majority of the cases, female gametes are occupying at one place only because of their sluggishness and size only. But male gametes are very active and motile, so they should be reached to the female gamete for the fertilization purpose. For the fertilization purpose, male should be reached there. Now, second step of reproduction is fertilization only. Fertilization. In fertilization, both the syngamy occur. Syn means joining, gamy means gametes. Gametes are joining. So this second one is called syngamy. In syngamy, male gamete combines with the female gamete to form the zygote. The name got syngamy. Biologically, syn means joining, and gamy for gametes are joining the gametes. So zygote is formed. So fertilization is taking place. So two types of fertilization can be there: external fertilization and the internal fertilization. If the fertilization is taking place inside the female parent, inside the body of the female parent, if the fertilization is taking place inside the body of the female parent, then it is called the internal fertilization. Example, human being, in the female body only, the zygote is developing as an embryo. Like that, fertilization is called the internal fertilization. internal fertilization. So definition is given in such a way that the fertilization takes place inside the body of the female parent. But in external fertilization, the fertilization is taking place outside the body of the female parent, outside the body of the female parent. It's called the external fertilization. In the case of external fertilization, first the development of the organism and zygote is taking place outside the female body. So they are vulnerable to the predators. So their survival is having some limitation. Some predators can be eaten. Survival chances compared to internal fertilization very less only for the external fertilization, because its development is taking place outside the body of the female parent, especially by the help of surrounding media. Surrounding media may be water only, in the water. Example, frog. Frog is an organism doing the external fertilization. Female frog lay eggs into the water, and sperm containing from the male is coming through the water flow towards the ovum, and fertilization is taking place outside the body. So the one disadvantage is that they are vulnerable to predators only. Predators can be eat this embryo before developing. Proper care is not getting for the external fertilization. In addition to that, in internal fertilization, proper care is getting. Developing embryo is very safe while coming to the case of internal fertilization. To compensate the loss of embryo developing zygote in such a way in external fertilization, to compensate for that, a large number of sperms are produced. Large number of sperms are produced. So by the help of wind, water current, or any medium, they can reach it to the eggs only. Only one or two sperms are produced. There is less chance to reach it to the eggs. So number of sperms produced are very high. Number of sperms produced are very high. Large, significant reduction in the number of eggs produced. So compared to the number of eggs, the number of sperms are more, because sperms are moving towards the egg. So by chance any mishappening, any predators is eating these sperms, there is less chance of fertilization. To avoid this condition, more sperms are produced due to compensate external fertilization. Now we are going to the next session, that is post-fertilization. Post-fertilization